Greetings. The workshop today is going to be over active reading. First, we're going to distinguish between active reading and passive reading. So passive reading is what most students have done throughout their K through 12 matriculation. It's very similar to watching a person explore a jungle. You can learn a lot from watching a person explore the jungle, but there's nothing quite like actually exploring the jungle yourself. Active reading is something you may not encounter until you reach college and are asked to think more critically about things. Active reading requires the reader to participate in the book. You can't just read lightly. You have to actually sit with it, turn it over, and make it make sense to you. Active reading applies to all subjects, not just arts and social sciences. Yes, mathematics, physics, and chemistry require active reading also. For example, many times in science, students just want to solve the problem or get the solution. But they forget that the most valuable part of understanding a problem is the process it takes to achieve the answer, not simply the answer itself. Many times the answer is something that can be calculated online or a computer can do it. It's the thought that matters. So classes come with textbooks because they're supposed to be read, studied, and reviewed. They are not optional to the class. All textbooks are in general necessary for understanding the class in its entirety. Active reading allows for students to learn the material and be able to apply it in the real world after graduation. So some pre-reading questions you should ask when you have reading to do. Is the book printed or online? Can you highlight in it? What does the structure of the chapters look like? How much do you have to read and how long do you have? So is the textbook online? Does this format work for you? Now, online formats don't work for everyone. Personally, I prefer having a hard copy of a book and then using the online textbook supplementary to the hard copy. For example, if I have to go somewhere, instead of carrying the textbook, I might take my iPad, which has the online textbook on it. But when I'm home studying, doing homework, I generally use the textbook. You should also consider, are you easily distracted on the computer or your iPad? Can you print pages if you need to? These are all questions to ask about an online textbook. So here are some of the pros and cons of a textbook online. The pros are cost effectiveness, accessibility, easy to carry, and often comes with teaching aids like diagrams and access to online support material. The cons are it can cause added distractions. Since it is digital, it allows students to have access to the internet and social media while using the textbook. And it can cause students to struggle in active reading. So again, another question is the chapter structure. How long are the chapters? What do the headings and subheadings look like? Many times the headings is and subheadings are what each chapter and section are about. If you need more information about that topic, just type the name of the section or the name of the chapter into Google. And most of the time, other resources can come up that will help you understand the topics. So before reading the book, take time to look at the textbook. It doesn't matter whether it's a hard copy or an ebook. Look through it. Familiarize yourself with the contents, the glossary, index, table of contents. If it's a math book or a physics book, make sure you check the answer key and see if which problems are answered. Most of the time, the odd numbers are answered in the back of the book. Look it through the textbook for locations of important pieces of information, such as abbreviations or acronyms that may be used in the text. Also, check to make sure that you have the right edition of the textbook for the class that you are taking. Study the contents of each chapter. Make sure to take notes of the objectives for each chapter as well as the objectives for the course. The objectives help you know what you are expected to learn from the course. Don't think a chapter is easy simply because it is short. Make sure to actively read the short chapter by taking notes and making sure to comprehend just like the other chapters. Make sure not to skim over a chapter because it is long. Take time to read the long chapters and study them as well. Make sure you pace. This is very important. Do not wait until the last minute to read a three-chapter book, a three-chapter assignment. Space it out. How many chapters do you have to read? For how long? Make post-it notes on the first and last page of each chapter. Don't forget to reward yourself as well. So this is how to pace yourself. Look at your reading assignments that are located in your syllabus. Yes, make sure you review the syllabus frequently. After looking at your reading assignments at the beginning of the class, you can make a schedule of all your reading and writing and other homework assignments. Look at the chapters assigned for reading and start reading them early. This way you will not feel rushed. The longer a chapter is, the more time you will need to read and comprehend. When you finish your reading assignments, do something to reward yourself. Here's the SQ3R survey question, reading, recite, review acronym. This is active reading process. So let me review over that. So you always want to survey over what you have, question it, make sure you read, recite, and review to make sure you understand. So in conclusion, make sure that you are reading actively. Take time to really go through your textbooks, highlight, make notes, decide whether you want to use the e-textbook or a hard copy textbook. It's up to you, but make sure you're using the textbook that is best suited for your success. Thank you for watching. If you have any questions, please speak to myself, Mr. Curtis Clark Jr., the academic success coach here at Morehouse College. Thank you.